Saturday 2nd of April. Today I'm going to be cycling from here, which is Crystal Palace, down to Lewes, which is kind of northeast of Brighton. It's going to be a 100-mile ride. Someone's not happy? Not with me. It's a 100-mile ride organised by Beak Brewery and Albion cycling. So the route's already done. We're starting off at the Four Boroughs Cafe in Crystal Palace, which I'm about to get to in just a minute or two. It's a great cafe, and might be able to get a free coffee, which is not the only reason I'm doing this run. But then there's a free pint of beer at the end if I can make it to the brewery on time. They said try and get there by 4 p.m. It's gone 8 a.m. already. I think the earliest I'll get there is probably 5 p.m. There's a few hills today, so we'll see how that goes. It's a beautiful sunny day. The forecast was like 0 degrees or something like that. It feels a bit warmer than that with the sun. But it means I've overpacked because I bought my, numerous pairs of gloves, heavy-duty winter gloves, and get a spare coat and things like that. Anyhow, almost at the cafe. So first up, I didn't get a free coffee. What happened was I ordered a fancy coffee, and by the time my fancy coffee had arrived, I discovered that the free offer was for filter coffee only. However, it was a very nice coffee, so I can't really complain. I thought I'd just record or put this video up because, I don't know, someone might like it, who knows. Basically, it's showing the countryside from London down to Lewes, and it was a nice sunny day, so I recorded bits of footage. I'm experimenting a bit, and I was thinking of doing a kind of overlay, as you can see on the video at the bottom left, showing the route, but I don't really have time at the moment to kind of link up the bits where I'm cycling to the relevant parts of the route, and it's confusing having, as you can see at the moment, two different, the route is showing one thing and the pictures are from somewhere else. So perhaps at a future date I'll kind of get around to kind of spending more time linking that up and having something that looks a bit smarter. In the past I've had a go at recording audio and video whilst I'm cycling. What I find is it's kind of annoying because I'm in the winter. For some reason my nose runs a lot in the cold weather, and so I'm constantly sniffing as I'm cycling along, which isn't great to listen back to. So I'm doing a voiceover for this. That's St Paul's churchyard, just a picture of that, which is quite nice. So the route out of London was quite good, nice and direct. It was downhill from Crystal Palace to Elmer's End, and then basically a long slow climb through West Wickham, past Biggin Hill Airport and over the North Downs. The route went down into Westerheath, up Chart Lane, and then down Toys Hill, and then through Four Elms, which is where that church we just saw was. Some really great lanes. Some of them had very poor surfaces though. I don't know if it's just a consequence of this time of year. The roads suffer a bit during the winter, although it wasn't a particularly bad winter in terms of ice or what have you, so I don't know, I guess they're just poorly maintained. So I really like the route, except for the end, which went around Beachy Head. The scenery around Beachy Head's great. and the road surface is brilliant as well, but the problem was there were some roads there which were just a bit too narrow, so you find that if there's kind of like one lane of fast cars going one way and one lane of fast cars coming the other way, there wasn't really space on the road for a bike to fit alongside that as well. So it just felt quite dangerous cycling along there, to be honest. And also it was amazing seeing how many kind of broken wing mirrors there were at the side of the road. So obviously the cars are clipping each other quite a bit. So yeah, just didn't feel that safe on that bit. But apart from that, a really great route. So I'd, if you're thinking about doing this, I'd maybe recommend doing it and just cutting out that loop around Beachy Head, or possibly just doing it on a Sunday maybe when there's less traffic. This was on a Saturday, so there was a bit of just a bit more traffic than there would otherwise be. Yeah, the scenery changed quite a bit here. We see all those kind of yellowy flowers. I don't know what they are. Maybe someone can fill me in on that. I went past this car park and then I noticed a coffee van, and so this was my first stop along the route. So I made 2 stops. Here I just got a coffee and a flapjack or something. Also I made some rolls as well, so a bit of a packed lunch. Didn't make enough effort to bring a stove or anything like that, but yeah, the weather was lovely here, and just kind of really nice countryside. I probably should mention that the kind of reason I'm doing these kind of longer rides now is it's part of training. I've got a couple of ultra races, cycling races coming up in July, and so since the beginning of the year I've kind of been doing a bit of training in the loosest possible terms. Basically I kind of sometimes go for a cycle ride near where I live where it's quite hilly, or just kind of putting some miles in. But what I need to do now basically is increase my weekly distance and specifically doing some longer rides. So the week before this I did I think 60 mile or 80 mile ride to Brighton. I think it was 80. And so this was 105 miles. That's Arthur Conan Doyle. Basically he lived in Crowborough, which is where I had a coffee. That was my second coffee stop. But yes, Arthur Conan Doyle lived there in the later part of his life. I think his house is now a kind of retirement home. So the house is still there, but it's no longer a private residence. There go some guys from Albion, I think. It was quite smart actually. Yeah, there was kind of four or five riders that passed me, and a couple of times, but all looked very good in their Albion cycling clothes. Good advert. This was a chalk course in the countryside, that was kind of getting towards the coast. These lanes were really nice, hardly any traffic, nice views. This is right by the coast, coming into Beachy Head. As you can see, really nice kind of road surface. It's a bit windy there. That's Burling Gap Lighthouse. And now I'm heading back inland. I'm heading towards the brewery. The brewery that it finished at is kind of nestled beneath some chalk cliffs in an industrial estate. It's probably the nicest location for an industrial estate that I've ever seen. But yeah, and so it was still daylight when I arrived, so it's nice now. It's getting to spring to do, easily do a long ride like this just within daylight hours. It looks quite dark here, but that's just the camera. But yeah, Beak Brewery was really nice. It had like a catering company doing Cajun inspired food. So I had like a fish burger and chips, which was really fantastic after the long ride. There's a picture of the brewery. Got my free drink. Met some really great people. Ended up getting the train back with 5 others or something, and kind of made a really good train connection at East Croydon to Peckham, which meant that kind of the journey back was really quick. But a great day out. Till next time.